confide. They will not force us. They will stop degrading us. They will not control us. We will be victorious.
Hello, everybody. Wow, looks like there's some comments already. Andrew, let us know who is in das house.
We got Miguel H. We got Ilhan R. We got Matt Lucine. Is it Lucine? Lucian?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's awful. Yay, some of my favoriteest people. Thanks so much for joining. I'm kind of having a shit day, to be honest. My eyes have gotten a lot worse. And today I finally had to acknowledge it. And it's frustrating to say the least. But you know, my show and the show Andrew and I do together, it's one of the things that gives me at least some semblance of sanity. So we are still going to push through. And then I have shows. I had a show last night, in case you didn't see it. And I also have a show tomorrow and Wednesday. So 4 days in a row. And I'll announce it again at the end. But tomorrow night, I have Scott Smith coming back, who is the independent scientist who has been helping out in East Palestine, Ohio. He has been subpoenaed by Norfolk Southern, so we're going to be talking about that. And then Wednesday, my dear friend Elias Sepeda will be back. He's been on the show many times, but he'll be back, and we'll be breaking down some Israel Palestine stuff. So yeah, 4 shows in a row this week. All right. So Andrew, take it away.
Yeah, so a couple days ago, there were some strikes that happened in unionized Starbucks stores. It's been a while, but Starbucks still is not coming to the bargaining table with a lot of these unions here. And so the baristas are fighting back. And so I was going to read the caption and show this video. It's been nearly 2 years since the first Starbucks union formed, and the company still, in Buffalo, and the company still refuses to bargain with even one of the over 350 union stores. So Starbucks Workers United is escalating. And then let's just... Thousands of Starbucks workers across the country went on strike on Red Cup Day, one of the biggest days of the year for Starbucks profits. It's been 2 years since the first Starbucks store unionized, and the company still hasn't bargained with a single store. The workers are asking for Starbucks to finally come to the table and address other issues like staffing and scheduling. And then one of the union's key demands is better staffing, because Starbucks stores are understaffed, and yet workers still aren't getting enough hours to survive. Solidarity with the baristas in the struggle against Starbucks greed. So yeah, I wanted to just bring attention to that, because that was some direct action that happened a couple days ago. And I know that they've sort of in the midst of a lot of the UAW, which is obviously great things that have been happening there. Wanted to put a reminder that these are people who continue to be working and trying to get justice with their unions.
And that's something, we touched on several times since all of this started with Starbucks. And it's that becoming unionized is only the first step.
Yeah.
It's holding the people accountable and actually making change within that union. And also, as we've known from people we've interviewed and articles and such we've covered, we know that it's also getting the people within the union elected that are going to help, because you're
Yes.
going to get a lot of scabs who are going to be like, elect me, and they're not the people they're not the pro union people you want. They're just, they're doing the bidding for the company. And it's technically you're unionized, but are you really, when the people representing you in the union are actually not one of you, so to speak?
Yeah.
So that's the very first step, is becoming unionized. That's not end all be all. There are so many other, you know, barriers and obstacles that come after that. And people at Starbucks are definitely have been learning that for 2 years.
You want a union leader that's willing to fight with a CEO in a
Yes,
Senate hearing.
yes, yes. A
Literally.
union leader who's going to show up on Charles Schultz. No, that's fucking uh
That's the Starbucks CEO.
no, that's Howard Schultz. Charles
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Schultz is Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with Pigpen. I love you, Pigpen and Linus. That's not who I meant. No, but something else here. If you still want your $7 coffee, and you want to stand in solidarity with the strikers, but you still want your bougie ass coffee, just know they stand with Israel proudly. So
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing, is that people are starting to boycott Starbucks because of that too. So
good.
they're catching it a couple different ways.
I've never bought a damn thing there in my entire life. And I'll tell you why. Because the first time we had one that I ever heard of it in our area was in 2016 when they endorsed Hillary Clinton. So
Mm,
I was like, yeah, I don't know who this is, but I'm never going there.
that was
So
the
I've
first.
just never been there.
You started getting a Starbucks in 2016. That's when it came to
Yeah.
you. Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a grocery store. Now
Oh,
they're all over the place. Now they're everywhere.
yeah.
But yeah, in my town
Yeah.
they just didn't have any.
Interesting. Yeah. Um. So here's a more perfect union piece on quote unquote benefits that disabled people get. So, Joy, do you want to say whatever that term is with anything, or do you want me just to kind of read the
Um
caption and play the video?
yeah, if you just read the caption and play the video, and then we'll just kind of go over it after.
Cool. Yeah. So disabled people are only able to have $2,000 max. Anything over in their benefits, the money they need to survive, are at risk. But there's a new law that could raise that cap to 10,000, and it would change lives. Oh yeah, let's
There is a
watch this on
decision being made
TikTok.
right now.
The app that's scaring everybody. All right.
There is a decision being made right now that will drastically change my life forever, and I need your help. So, currently, the way it works is that if you're disabled in the United States, you can't have more than $2,000 at any given time. If I literally have one penny above $2,000, all of my benefits are at risk. They literally don't let me build for the future. I can't have an emergency fund. The term get rich or die trying looking pretty bleak these days. And right now, the government is in the process of changing that cap from 2,000 to 10,000. And this would help me and countless other people so much. Not only that, but I'm married now. And when you're married with a disability, there's this thing called a marriage penalty, which limits your income even further. That $2,000 limit that I was talking about earlier now counts for both of us. A lot of people assume that marriage equality exists everywhere for everyone in the United States, and it does not for disabled people. And this bill would change that too. So please share this video wherever you can to everyone you know. Go to the link in my bio. There's a petition there that's super easy to fill out. And once you fill out, it will be sent to your local congressperson automatically. Very few times is there such a direct way that you can make a difference. This is one of them. Please go to the link. This is very exciting for me, and I know it is for so many other people. Thank you so much.
I love him. Um, are you able to click on the link? It's in that post, it's the next one down, and put it in the comments just so people can sign. As a disabled person, that process was rather new to me. Within the past 3 years, I had to apply and all that shit. And holy fuck, I did not. Now, keep in mind, I've worked for Medicare for years. I've worked for medical assistance for years. I've worked for CHIP for years. I have worked in Pennsylvania, insurance and public programs that are all caps. You can only qualify for this if your income's this, etc. But I still, when I became disabled and went through the painful application process, I was just blown away by just how bad it is. Like, yes, I am married, so that our income is a joint income. But the thing is, it took 2.5 years for me to get approved, even though, I can't see. And I had several eye surgeries. I had my eye specialist. I had 4 specialists, 3 surgeons, all these people like writing big long letters about how like there's no way I'm not disabled and stuff. And blindness is supposed to be the one that's like one of those things where it's like if you have blindness, you're like automatically qualified. But still, I don't know why. I have no idea, but it took 2.5 years. And during that time, you are not allowed to make a penny. I mean, a penny. You are not allowed. And if you do, they will cut off the process of your application and you will have to start over. So I had 2.5 years with not a single dime of income. So what did I do? I had to cash out my 401k and I had to put it in my husband's account. Because during that time, you have to send bank statements every month, a breakdown, what you've used your debit card for. Did you go out to eat? Oh, hell no. You better not. Did you buy a shirt? You better not. And every month you got to send this shit over and over, and they just analyze everything. So, and you're like, okay, wait, why am I being penalized? Like, it's bad enough I can't make a dime for 2.5 years. And then I'm being penalized by taking out my 401k. Well, then get this. Then when they were doing it, I found out that our house is income. Okay, we have a 30-year mortgage, okay, on our house. We don't own it. We pay mortgage. It's like paying rent, it's not ours. No, it counts as income. The value of our fucking house counts as money that I have. Our car, it counts as money that we paid the day we bought it years ago, even though it has 150,000 miles or whatever on it. It doesn't matter. What did we pay when we got it? That's what it's worth to them. So they come up with all these configurations and they're like, your income's like $250,000 or something, because they count, the entire, 30-year mortgage. Well, we're just going to say you own the whole thing. And it's like, no, if we stopped paying this mortgage, we'd be unhoused. Like, that's not how it works. But anyway, that's how it is. Like, it is that stringent or that strict. My aunt, actually, she suffers from schizophrenia, and her and my uncle are very close. They're best friends. They love each other very much. But about a decade ago, they had to get divorced. because she was not able to get her her treatments and her physical therapy she had as well, her psychological care, her hospice, and all of the things that she needed. If they were married, they shared income, even though he didn't make shit like at all, and they have 2 kids, but they had to literally get divorced and separate in different places in order for her to have those things covered. They're still together. They're still together. You know what I mean? Like, they're still married in their heads, and they're still, aunt and uncle, but they had to physically get divorced just so she can have her treatments. And she's not an anomaly. I mean, this kind of shit happens all the time. And even someone who's worked in healthcare for over 10 years, I did not understand just how bad, it was, and just how, and, okay, I make $10 an hour. I work 8 hours a week. Okay, what's that? It's $80. Oh, I'm sorry, $10.23. I just got a raise. Thank you. So, and what does that mean? So you're talking $320 a month, sometimes less. The most I ever made in a month at my year and a half I've been there was $460 in 1 month. That is the most. Because I made $460, I have to send in my pay stubs every month. That's a little too much money. You're going to have to send in your pay stubs every month so we can make sure that, $460 on top of, all that money we're giving you. Yeah, no. That's how insane this shit is. So it's like, even though I work beyond a low paying job, okay, part-time, I then have to account for those pennies I'm making. It's truly bananas. It's crazy. So I have no money to save, but in this guy's, this bill wouldn't benefit me necessarily because I have no money to put, away, but absolutely I support it because he's right. He is absolutely right. If you are able to save even $100 a month or $50 a month or whatever and have it add up, now you'll be given the opportunity to do so. So I definitely love that he's doing that petition. And so right on. Andrew,
So
what's
well,
that?
yeah, just to be clear, Ken, from like your experience, when they're saying $2,000, it's $2,000 that you can't have more. You can't have any more than $2,000 at one time.
Correct. But that also includes what you get from Social Security.
Right.
Right. So if, let's say he gets $1,800 a month for Social Security, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really high. I don't know anyone who gets that, but let's say he does. So now, and let's say he gets, I don't know, whatever supplemental severance from his last job or something, and let's say that's $199. So now he's at $19.99. Now, if he gets back taxes or something, oh, he's fucked. He's fucked. You can nope. So something like that, or like me, I make $40 a month on my my Patreon. That's all I get every month. So that counts as income.
So your Social Security plus what you make at work plus the Patreon can't go over 2,000. Basically, that's what you're constantly juggling with.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm okay with, but it's nervous. It makes me nervous because what happens? Well, that made me nervous too. Like when I was collecting all that money for East Palestine, and I raised $9,000, and got all the receipts and everything. So it's proven I bought it, all that stuff, and brought it to them and everything like that. But it also made me nervous because I'm like, okay, there's money coming in, it's going right out and
Yeah.
given to other people. But are they going to see this? Are they, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm trying to do something good, but that shit might bite me in the ass.
Right. Right.
So it's also would be nice to have the freedom to do such things and not have to worry.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so this new bill would make it so that maximum is 10,000, which would be a big difference,
Big.
obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's very, I find it very ironic in the sense where people are so quick to be like, oh, you're not disabled, you just don't want to work, right? Or, oh, you're not this, you're just lazy, you don't want to work. And in many ways, how restrictive it is right now, it's making it, I guess, quote unquote, it's almost de-incentivizing work because, yeah, you can be disabled and also do certain things, right? But it's putting a limit as to how much someone actually can work because now they're constantly, and in your case, right? Like, if you wanted to, you could work more hours, right? But
and that's another thing. You know why? Because they count before taxes.
Right.
So if you make, let's say, $10 an hour and work 10 hours, okay, that's $100. They don't look at, it's 82 because after taxes, that's when, nope, they look at it before taxes.
Yeah.
So that's another way you get fucked.
Yeah. So it's austerity, obviously, and it's a very unique austerity because oftentimes when people are like, oh, austerity, it's because, oh, you need to get out and work, right? And we can't do this. But here it's like austerity to then make it harder for people who actually may want to work to not be able to, because then they're screwed more with the benefits that they're getting and needed, right? It's a very,
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, it's not like they like lessen your benefits if you have other money. They like stop them.
Right. Yeah.
And you have to reapply and wait another 2.5 years or whatever. So
yeah,
it's being penalized for something you can't control.
It's absolutely. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, so do you know, who's behind that bill? Do we know that?
I don't know. This is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. Curious. Okay.
I really don't, but I want to find this gentleman on TikTok and I want to see if I can talk to him and maybe even have him come on the show. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it'd be great to hear more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So the NYPD, has a robot, nice little robot that is now surveilling the subway. And so here's Oliemi saying libraries close on the weekends because Adams cut the budget, but NYPD now has robots they can walk alongside the subway. So I'm just gonna show this.
Library's not open on the weekend, but NYPD got a bot. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
What the actual fuck? That is so weird. It's not even a million times like it's the robot dog things that look like spiders that have the things and like crawl. Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. Those things are what nightmares are made out of, and they have like bullets and shit, and they're terrifying. But this is just fucking weird. And there's in the supermarket by us, I can't think of what the fuck it's called, but there's a guy that looks like that goes around the supermarket and it waxes the floor.
Stop and Shop has this person too. Fuck, what's it called?
Damn it.
Marty.
Marty!
Right.
Marty!
Right. So that's creepy enough.
I just got goosebumps.
And now we got a law enforcement robot. Like, not that Marty isn't there to spy on you to make sure you're not, like, everybody knows that, but this is like a blatant law enforcement robot.
But, okay, I want to play devil's advocate from a very, very admittedly privileged point of view. Could this make people of color more safe? Because this being there instead of cops may be advantageous in a way, maybe?
I mean, I don't know, because here they have an actual picture of the person, and now that's public, and now it also could make other people of color not feel safe because, of course, now they have a reason to profile, and it's like, oh, you fit this, you look, quote unquote, look like the black and brown person that we took a shot of, you know. So I don't. It's different, right?
It's
a
another
different
way
type
to
of
do
danger. It's not like a
profiling.
right away type of thing, but it's
and they'd be able to say, well, this is a new machine. It's not always accurate, and
right. There's a lot less accountability, and right. And now it's a machine that I mean, I guess you could still pin it on whoever the cop was who said we thought you were someone else when you weren't, but I don't know. It's wild, just because I know it was like, I think it was like the Chief Bradley or whatever, right? That was like the big in the 80s, right? In New York City, he was the cop chief that put like so many more cops on the subway, and that's when the subways became more. And now it sounds like Eric Adams is like, hold my beer, we're putting robots on this bitch now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So so yeah, that's what's going on in New York City. Eric Adams is really killing it over there.
He's a gem.
Yeah. So so many of you probably saw a little exchange between Sean O'Brien and the senator in Oklahoma during a hearing, where the senator got mad that Sean O'Brien made some tweets about him after a previous hearing 6 months ago. And so definitely recommend you watch that clip if you haven't already. But I wanted to highlight an interview that Sean O'Brien did with Jake Tapper, just because, I mean, I think it's always great when you have someone like Sean O'Brien that is talking about the class and labor struggle and is forcing people like Jake Tapper to talk about it, or at least, you know, have to sit through and hear it. So
I can't believe they had him on. He's such a king. Oh my god, he is such an amazing badass.
Yeah. And it's when you publicly get under the skin of a ex-CEO. It's good. So
Sean O'Brien, president of that union, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, is here. And Sean, I have to say, I'm sure you're plenty strong, but Mark Wayne Mullen is a former professional MMA fighter. What went through your mind when he basically challenged you to a physical fight during a Senate hearing?
Yeah, you know, look, what went through my mind was, you're one of 100 of the most powerful people in the country. and you're acting like a 12-year-old in a schoolyard because you didn't get your way. I mean, look, he actually has the ability, and he's 100 of the elite, to actually effectuate change in this country, and he's focused on being a bully. You know, we're not going to stand for it, and we definitely were brought up differently.
Okay, but can I say you're tweeting like a 12-year-old? I mean, your tweets were you're not a United States senator, okay? And I get that your tweeting is not the same thing as calling somebody out during a Senate hearing, but you know where to find me anyplace, anytime, cowboy. You're making fun of him for not being the tallest senator. I mean, you represent 1.3 million workers. Do you really think that tweet, there's the tweet right there with your pink circling of the apple box he's standing on. Do you really think that is best serving, best representing the members of the Teamsters Union?
His story is compelling but inaccurate. And in a hearing in March, he started the whole thing by coming into a hearing, looking at us and basically saying to me, I'm not afraid of physical confrontation. As a matter of fact, I welcome it. Mm-hmm. So that's what perpetuated the whole incident. Never knew the man in my life, never met him. I was testifying in my first Senate hearing, and that was his first introduction to me.
And you were at the hearing today, Bernie Sanders' hearing, which is about how unions improve the lives of workers. Are you afraid that message was lost because of this?
Not at all. I mean, we had some great dialogue in there about issues that affect working people, about organizing, collective bargaining, unionizing America. And there was a lot of different opinions, a lot of different debate. And it was great until Mark Wayne Mullen, obviously, we're renting space in his head, decided to erupt. You know, we do have a lot of differences of opinions on both sides. But the one thing that's clear is that today's dialogue outside of what happened was fruitful, productive. And the one thing we've been doing as a Teamsters Union, I do represent 1.3 million members, and I do it in the best interest of my members. We've been reaching across the aisle to find common ground on issues that can help working people throughout America. And we're going to continue to do that. And unfortunately today, Mark chose to not act like a U.S. Senator, and he's going to have to pay the consequences for that.
What's the best thing the Teamsters is fighting for its union members right now? What's the best thing you're proudest of right now that you're fighting for right now?
We are fighting corporate America. We are closing the gap between, you know, CEO greed and what our members are getting in their contracts. UPS is a prime example. We got a $30 billion contract, the highest contract ever at UPS. And we are starting to take back what we've invested. I mean, think about how important Teamsters were, essential workers providing goods and services during the pandemic.
All right, Sean O'Brien, good to see you.
Great.
Jake Tapper's such a fucking twat waffle. He's such an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't Sean O'Brien's from Beantown, right?
Yes. I think he may specifically be from Medford, which is like right outside of
Medford.
Boston. I think he's from Medford. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's like Mac.
Yeah. No, 100%. He's definitely got that accent.
You saw him at a rally once,
I
right?
did. Yes,
With
I
Sarah
saw
Nelson?
him with Sarah Nelson, and
Yeah.
Bernie was there too. Yeah, it was actually a march.
Starbucks, right?
Yeah, Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, it was. So, yeah.
And then for
Yeah.
those who missed last Monday's show, I'm going to see Andrew.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to stay with him 2 nights, and he's going to absolutely have such a blast with me. Well, it'll be less entertaining than when we stayed at the place with 12 people and bunk beds. That was fucking fun. This one, I might just sleep on the couch and snore a lot, but we'll have some fun. We'll watch a movie or have some drinks. We'll do something fun.
Yeah.
I'll probably go live and just be silly.
Yeah, so I mean, I think one of the things, and this kind of transfers over to our next topic. A senator like this McMullen guy or whatever his name is from Oklahoma, he can stand up, he can threaten to fight someone at a hearing, but Rashida Tlaib so far as goes and says, I'm worried for my relatives in Palestine. and she stands up for Palestinian rights, and then gets censored or censured. Sorry.
Censured. Yeah.
But that's just incredible, right? Because there's no consequences. I don't think. I haven't seen there any rumblings of any consequences for that senator from Oklahoma, right? So that really
And not
just
that
shows-
it matters, but out of curiosity, is he Democrat or Republican?
Oh, he's a Republican.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, from Oklahoma. Yeah, but
I was just wondering because, like, it's always like Donald Trump's disgusting for threatening, and then like you see stuff like that, and it's just like,
yes, yeah. So, yeah. So that is what's happening there, and so there was a little concerning international thing that happened a couple days ago. Argentina elected an anarcho-capitalist, and here he can be seen to celebrate his victory, waving an Israeli.
this is just so bizarre to me because, I mean, yeah, like most countries are waving an Israeli flag, but like when you're elected of a different country, that's fucking weird. You were just elected president of Argentina, like just elected, and you're waving the flag of another place. That is fucking strange. And that is worrisome that's how you want to start your presidency, is by, yay, genocide, woohoo! And not to mention how many hundreds of thousands of people in Argentina have been protesting for free Palestine. So you're coming in there already saying, fuck you, I don't represent the people. It's just fucking weird. Like, can you imagine if a United States president was like elected and they didn't have the American flag, like how batshit people would go? Well,
Right.
They'd have to have an American and an Israeli flag,
Right.
or an American
Right.
and a Ukraine flag.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but yeah, the fact that he didn't even have an Argentina flag, like it
Yeah.
would still be cringe if he had
Weird.
an Israeli flag and an Argentina flag, right? But the fact that that wasn't even shown and it was literally just a big flag of Israel,
Right.
like,
So, like, you're starting off great, dude. This is a great fucking presidency. All right.
right. Yeah, and so one other clip I saw of him, I think earlier today, was he literally was going around and just ripping different departments. He was basically saying, "Oh, this department's going to go this department," and was like, "Department of of the environment, Department of Energy, right? The Department of Education, like diversity, education, equity, inclusion, just all these different like departments." He was like, "Oh, it's gone," right?
What?
So, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't.
And he just looks. I mean, he looks like he looks like a serial killer, to be honest.
Show people the picture what I think it looks like. Okay, my blind ass doesn't always see things the same way other people see it. But when I saw him, I thought of one person and one person only. Well, I did at first glance, before I looked at his face, I did think American Psycho, Christian Bale at first. But then when I looked at his face, then I was like, huh. I know who he looks like. Yo, I fucking nailed that shit. I fucking nailed that shit. And he's a fucking droog. He's a droog. You read that, right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Do you have the other clip of him like screaming and dancing that I sent?
Yeah, that is very interesting.
That
as
is
well.
beyond cringe. I don't even know what the God, I say fuck a lot. What the hell? What the balls? A word for that
Well,
would be.
I think the thing that's very interesting in here you all can watch it as well and decide for yourself. But the noise of the crowd doesn't quite match his excitement. I'm like, it sounds like a very distant crowd. So here, we'll go show it from the beginning. Like, where's the crowd noise?
It sounds like people are having conversations.
Yeah, I mean the people who are cheering sound like they're like 800 meters away. Like,
Right,
like,
right.
like, all right,
He's
dude.
like, I'm a rock star. No, seriously, I'm a rock star. Oh my
And the
God.
people, because I was seeing a lot of people who were pro him, and they were like, "How could you not like this guy?" And it's like, what are you? What am I looking at? I'm looking at just an overexcited person.
Right? Like, to me, I was like, oh, he's Andrew Yang. He's gonna stage dive. He's gonna pour whipped cream and people
He's
on
gonna
their
stand
knees.
on a table.
Like, he's gonna fucking Beto on a table. He's gonna he's all about theatrics. Like, you're a fucking weirdo, dude. But yeah, that's not, at least, I mean, okay, so entertaining people inadvertently, that's not the worst thing, but yeah, I definitely don't think I'd want him as a president.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. So speaking of, of genocide, unfortunately, here are some statistics that are not great to see. So bodies stolen and wounds eaten by worms. A doctor from Al-Shifa explains 1,500 bodies were kidnapped. In addition, it was revealed that Israeli forces kidnapped 1,500 bodies from morgues and took them in cars to unknown places. Yeah. So, Joy,
And
I know this is, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and then underneath, people show articles of Israeli doctors admitting that they harvest skin,
Okay.
which is fucking weird. But I put it right underneath this in the postmortem DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's literally Israeli doctors who admit that they fucking harvest skin and organs on a black market. So the fact that 1,500 bodies of Palestinians went missing apparently is not that rare. I have never heard of such a thing, but if you go in that thread, there are articles, there's videos, there's tons of receipts for it. It's fucking weird, and not just weird, but that's the ultimate. So not only are you killing these people, but you're going to desecrate their bodies without them knowing. It's so beyond, just beyond disgusting.
Yep. So, yeah. I guess we'll go to the funny.
No, there was something else.
Oh, the Obama clip.
Yeah, but there was, let me see. This one. No, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Wow. DOS was a quick show. Oh no, the DNC. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. You wanted to show that. Okay, cool. Yes. So yeah, the DNC, the California DNC, got a little chaotic. In a
Yeah,
good
they
way.
people protested the DNC itself in DC a few days ago, and it got very violent per the cops. And now they protested the California Dem big event they have every single year. They have tons of California delegates who are delegates for presidential campaigns and also for other campaigns. And thousands of people come from all across the country to this event. And the delegates, now to be a delegate, you have to be elected. You need signatures, you need votes. And delegates themselves staged sit-ins and chants for ceasefire now. Powerful. And there's more clips in that thread. Like one of my favorites was when Katie Porter was on the stage. Y'all know how I feel about her. And she was standing there like, if you vote for me, blah, blah, blah. Like all these delegates, including hers, are standing up out of their chairs and chanting, ceasefire now. And she's like, and if you vote for me, and it's just like, bitch, shut up. Nobody's listening to you. Just stop. Because she takes tons of AIPAC money. She is a total Israel, like pro-Israel, doesn't give a fuck about Palestinians. She endorsed Elizabeth Warren, which is when I learned about her. And I was like, oh, hell no. And looked into her and her fucking whiteboard. So kick ass to these people. These are all Democrats, mind you. And that's really important to know because a lot of us loathe Democrats. But this is, to me, this is beautiful because it shows that even it does go beyond party politics. It does. This is about humanity. And maybe there are Democrats who are understanding this is about humanitarian, issues. This is not about political, parties or sides or what have you. So that's pretty fucking powerful. And, they're protesting their own people.
Well, and it does give you a little bit of hope that this movement may last, right? I think people got hopeful with the whole George Floyd protests. And I think part of it was they died down once Biden got elected, right? Because the whole idea was some people were really protesting for racial justice, but some people were doing it on a more superficial level where they were really just protesting against Trump, right? Here, they're actually protesting for Palestinian lives, and they are doing it against Biden. And you're starting to get more, as we call it, normie Dems who maybe typically were like, oh yeah, I'm on Biden's side, realizing like, wait, this is not good. And I think a recent poll came out that I think 70% of voters from ages 18 to 34 disapprove of how Biden is going about this war, genocide, however, it's framed depending on who's saying what. And I think that is really just telling because, the 18 to 34-year-olds are what got Biden elected in the first place. That and Michigan, who there is now a Democratic senator running, or sorry, he's not a senator. He's running to be a senator. He's a Democrat running to be a senator in Michigan, who is publicly saying that Biden should drop out because he knows that Michigan, who was one of the states that carried Biden to election, it is not for Biden because guess what? As we talked about previously in the show, Michigan has the most Arabs and Muslims in their state, and they see through what Biden is doing, and so do many others. So yeah, it really is.
Is the gentleman running for Senate, is he Arabic or?
I believe he is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
to look into that. More power to him. That's badass. But yeah, I mean, and you know, that's where Rashida serves, and they're treating her like utter garbage. So, you know, they're asking people even in interviews, like Arabs, Muslims, from Michigan, and they're saying, "Will you vote for Biden?" And they're saying, "Nope." And they're saying, "What if it's up against Trump?" I won't vote.
Right.
That simple. I won't vote. And guess what? Pennsylvania has a huge Arab population as well, and I'm hearing the same fucking thing. And we're in a swing state too.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yep. So yeah.
Oh, there's that like 30-second clip of this woman who gets arrested. I put it in the thread in the postmortem. It's like she's standing there in her apartment. It's like she's next to a wall.
Okay.
Here, I'll send it again.
It's not the Jackson Hinkle clip, is it?
Maybe, but I verified it. Someone sent it to me. I don't follow him. Someone sent it to me, but
Yeah. No, because I just saw a Jackson Hinkle clip just now.
I know. I didn't even want to mention it. You're like, is that the one? And dude, I don't endorse him.
No. Yeah, I mean, the content that's being shared that happens to be coming out of his Twitter account could be.
Yes, it has not been doctored. I have researched it. But it's a really powerful clip. It's short, but it's powerful. And it's something all of us definitely need to pay attention to.
All right, here we go. Got it going.
בבית המשפט, זכאית בעצם עורך דין דרך חקירה. בסדר, תסביר לך בסופו של דבר. זה שלך לטלפון? اسمعيني شوي زين. انت موقف استنى شوي زين. انت موقفه في اتهام في نشر كلمات مديح تعاطف وتشجيع العمل الارهابي. لا دعم استنى شوي دعم مستحيل تعريض حيازه اعلانات تعرض على العنف والارهاب الكشف عن الانتماء الى منظمه ارهابيه.
So, to explain what happened there, this woman who is Palestinian had the audacity to post a pro-Palestinian tweet from her phone. And the IDF came and took her away and stuck her in a prison. That happens. Literally. You cannot post pro-Palestine while Palestinian, while being in Palestine, or you will get arrested by the IDF. If that's not fucking fascism, holy fuck. And you saw how terrified that woman is, because she knows what she's in for. Prison in Israel, like 7,300 political prisoners have been in prison there for years. They are in a cage. She knows what this means just for making a post. Awful.
Yeah. So, of course, we have our funny that we end the show with. So, Brazil's reclusive Bolsonaro has a skin infection, cannot wear pants. Ousted far-right leader can't wear pants.
This is not the Onion. He literally has a rash and he cannot wear pants.
Okay.
Like, why are you telling the media, though? That's the thing. Like, okay, that sucks. I feel for you. You can't wear pants. It's cold. But why are you telling the media?
I
Like,
don't
why
know.
do we have to have, like, envision you walking around, like, free balling or whatever? Like, what the fuck? Oh, my God.
No idea.
It couldn't happen to a more wonderful man. So, what do you have coming up, sir?
Not too much. Traveling for Thanksgiving.
You going to New York?
Yeah, I'll be in New York.
Nice.
So, yeah. What do you got coming up?
So tomorrow, in case you missed the beginning, tomorrow morning, I'm losing my damn mind. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Scott Smith will be joining me. He is an independent scientist. He has been on before. He has been working on a lot of the lawsuits with East Palestine, Ohio. He's recently been subpoenaed by Norfolk Southern, and he wants to come on and talk about that and also give some updates of what's going on with our comrades there. Wednesday night, we're going to have a discussion on Palestine/Israel with my comrade Elias Cepeda, who's been on many times, and I'm excited to have him back. I might go live once more in the next few days, but yeah, so yesterday, today, tomorrow, Wednesday, so 4 shows in a row. I am doing Instagram now. I've made it a promise to myself. I'm going to start Instagram. Savage Joy Marie 1, I believe is what it is. Give me a follow. I'm going to be posting on that. Smash the like, smash the share, smash the subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, buy me a coffee. Savage Joy Marie Man. As you can see, I desperately need a fucking green screen. You see that fucking shit? It's been like that for months. It's like a fucking, I don't even know what that is. It's like just like blurry, like I don't know, but it's not supposed to do that. This is like the most low end show like ever, but that's okay.
And on that note, everybody,
What?
Enjoy your holidays if you celebrate.
Yes. Cheers to Indigenous peoples. And
Yes.
if you get in trouble with relatives this Turkey Day, I stand in solidarity. I'm right there with you. Be loud, be proud, speak up, no shame.